Everybody, welcome back to Black Magic Craft. After many years doing this hobby, I've encountered a lot of situations where I discover a new way to do something, and then I look back on something I'd made previously and think, man, I wish I had done it like that before. And sometimes that leads me to completely redoing something in this new method, like this old set of damaged ruins. I wanted to make them with smaller, more realistic sized bricks, as well as no base, and I did that. And I felt good about that. I got this new set here, but I was never completely happy with it. Something about the paint job was just a little too monochromatic, and I didn't think that the paint job did the build justice. So last week, I tested out using GROUT on brick. I really liked the way that looked. There's no harm in going back to something, so I'm gonna take that technique and apply it to these because it's a technique that works on things that are already painted, so this is perfect. Now, last time around, I showed that you could use this GROUT either dry or wet to apply it, and I'm still not convinced that one way is better than the other, but on these I am gonna pre-mix it and apply it wet. That introduces a lot less dust into the air, and two, it's gonna allow me to try tinting it a little bit, because as much as I like this look for, newer buildings, I don't think it makes as much sense for ruined ones. Now, of course, I could put it on like this, then apply a wash, but I figure I might as well try mixing in some ink to see if that just makes it look better right from the beginning. And I'm willing to take this risk because these are fairly simple. If I totally screw up the way it looks, I can always repaint them. I'll want to make sure that I mix up enough to do the whole set since I'm tinting them, because I want the color to be consistent. I've already added a little bit too much water. I think I want the mix to be a little bit drier. It's really easy to add too much water to this mix. And I suggest if you're doing this at home, that you wear a dust mask when doing this, because you don't want to be breathing this dust in. Do as I say, not as I do. I got a little fairly dry mixture here, which is what I want. I'm reluctant to add black because it might make it too dark. So first I'm gonna try a little bit of raw umber, and I don't want to do much. I don't see any reason that this would affect the curing process. Oh, geez. I'm gonna grab another mixing stick. Okay, now it's looking a bit more beige. I think I can add quite a bit more actually. Let's just see what a little bit of black mixed in looks like. This way I know. I thought it would be a lot more impactful and that I'd have to be more careful with the amount of color I mixed in, but seems like I don't. We can add one more squirt of each. I'm really surprised how much ink I'm having to add in to darken this. I think I'm gonna go with that. I got a bowl of water with a sponge ready to clean these off. Boop, boop. Yeah, no turning back now. Hey, I don't need to get it all wiped off because I can come back to this once it's started to dry. But I think it's looking pretty good. I think it's going to be an improvement. Not sure how I should approach the rubble in the middle. I do want some of this in there, but I'm worried it's going to trap way more than I want. When doing stuff like this, it does come down to a lot of trial and error. You just got to get the feel for things, and I can't say I have the feel for this yet. Back in the day, before I did YouTube, I was a contractor. I did home renos and I did lots of bathrooms, luxury bathrooms. So I did a lot of grouting. What I learned there in doing big expensive bathrooms with full Schluter waterproofing systems and expensive tile and all that, none of that applies to doing this. It really doesn't. This is a totally different animal. Okay, I think that's as much as I want to get off right now. I'm gonna do the rest and let it dry for a little bit. I shouldn't say dry, I should say cure, so that it hardens, and then I'll try to really clean them up. While I go through the long and messy task of applying GROUT to all the pieces, might as well tell you about Squarespace. If you need a website, try them out. There's a lot of reasons to build your website using Squarespace. It's easy to use. You can pick a pre-designed template to start with and quickly adjust it to meet your needs. You can use the built-in AI tools to help design your website, even if you're not sure what to do yourself. And you can easily create an integrated online store. If you sell products or services online, you can get a store up and running in just a few moments. You can process orders and payments using Squarespace Payments, make invoices for clients, whatever you need for your hobby or business. I use Squarespace to sell original creations like my new Dungeon Door Guy miniature, which is available now, and my game Idols of Torment. I like the system so much that after using it for one of my websites, I decided to use it for all of them. If you want to see how effective and easy to use their website building tools are, go try them out for yourself, for free. Use the URL squarespace.com/blackmagiccraft and start a free trial. And then once you're convinced and ready to launch it, use the code blackmagiccraft to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, these have been sitting for like an hour and the grout has started to cure. The surfaces are dry, so now it's time to do another cleaning. The idea of letting it cure and harden and dry before doing the final clean might seem counterintuitive, but there's two big reasons you do that. First, you want to clean it off the flat surface of your stones, right? Or your tiles in normal applications. And if it's all wet, not only are you going to easily wipe it off the surface, but you're also going to easily scoop it out of the crevices where you want it to stay. But when you allow it to harden up, the chunks that are in the gaps are less likely to be scooped out while you're cleaning it. Also, the stuff on the surface is going to be fairly easy to wipe off, but if the stuff in the gaps is still wet, then as you do that, you're going to pick up a small amount of it and sort of smear it across and dirty up the surface again. This is one of those things where you trust the process. Might seem weird, but it does make sense. There are some of these bricks that are set pretty low where the grout is really like kind of fully stuck in there. Depending on the look that you want, you could clean that out completely, or you could actually just let it sit and then it kind of looks like a missing brick. So that's kind of up to you. I think I'm gonna leave it on some and clean it off of others. And yeah, this is looking pretty good. We'll have to see, like this kind of rehydrates things. So we'll see how it looks when it dries again after this cleaning. But I'm feeling pretty hopeful. I'm unsure about cleaning the surface here though. This is a little trickier because it's not smooth, but I think it's all right. Just gonna constantly wet my sponge, wring it out. Keep the water clean. If you're doing a bunch, it'd be worthwhile to change that water a couple times. It's a very easy process though. Use some clean paper towel to wipe off any excess dirty water. And this is looking pretty good. It's just a matter of doing it on all of them now. It's nice to see that, you know, this isn't pulling any paint off. I am being gentle though. For me, it's now just a matter of taking my time and cleaning these up and then letting them dry a bit more and seeing how they look. They do look good, but I think they only look good in a vacuum. On their own, I like the way they look. But the second I introduce other terrain that they'd be used with, I don't think they look so good. They're too stark, bright white. Whether it's on a dungeon tile or say like a Trench Crusade piece, they just stand out a bit too much. So I do need to tone them down a bit. I think there's two viable ways I can do this. One is with an oil wash. The other is with an airbrush with inks, just kind of tinting everything. I'm not sure which will be better, so I'm gonna try both. I do have a concern that this grout will soak up wash more than like a typical piece would. And the advantage to oil washes is usually that you can like wipe them off the surface of things, but I don't know if that'll be the case with this stuff here. It kind of looks okay. I'm not sure I Love it. So add a bit of black. Try this. I'm not happy about that. I don't like it. That's already tinting it too much, and that actually ends up putting it right back where it was before I even did this grout. So let's switch gears and try airbrushing on some ink. Let's see here. Because I don't want to lose that contrast. I just want to tint it. Especially in the middle. So far this looks more promising, that looks more realistic. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like that. Yeah, this is a lot better than the wash because I can be careful and ensure it doesn't completely remove the contrast. I wonder what it looks like if I just do black first. Yeah, if you want that look. I think the brown is better. So now I'm mixing some brown ink, well actually a lot of brown ink with a bit of black ink. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, I think this looks like a proper crumbly set of ruins. Actually makes things look like maybe they had been kind of burnt at one point, which I really like. I'm happy with this. Yeah, this is a way bigger improvement than I actually expected. These sat on my shelf bugging me for months, but I always thought that it would be kind of a waste of time to go in and try to make them better, because they were fine. But now having done it, I'm really glad that I did. They look a lot more realistic. They're gonna suit basically any setting, and I really like how this lighter grout followed by the airbrush made it so that there's lighter, kind of dustier looking color settled in the recesses rather than black, because with mortar, I think that actually looks more appropriate. There was one other thing that bugged me about these before, and that's that they weren't heavy enough. I don't like really light terrain that can easily move if someone just like blows on the table. The grout added a bit of weight, but not enough, so I took the time to add a whole bunch of drywall screws to the bottom of each piece, and that makes them way heavier and bottom heavy, which is what you want. And I would say the lesson here that I'd like to give to you is that if there is something you've already done that bothers you, go ahead and fix it. You don't always have to be making something new. It's okay to go back to old things and make them better. Not only will it give you some satisfaction, but it's only gonna help you when you make future things. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Do all the YouTube stuff, subscribe, like, comment. If you wanna help out me and the channel, there's a couple great ways you can do that. One is obviously by supporting the channel on Patreon, but you can also do your hobby shopping through my essential equipment page on blackmagiccraft.ca. Those links are Amazon affiliate links, so I get a small kickback whenever you shop through them. I also have original merch available on my website and my original game Idols of Torment at idolsoftorment.com. That's it for this one. These can go back on the shelf and they will no longer bug me. Okay, cheers, thanks for watching.